Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Today is the last part of my sequel talking about our effort to create a narrative against Pakistan and what Pakistan is doing, and of course our war with Pakistan, and therefore sending our delegates, our all-party delegates, to different parts of the world. Today is the last part of my sequel, and today I ask a very important question. That question is, can we influence the world? Let's get right into the show. You see, the imagery created, especially after 2014, was that we are all of a sudden one of the most popular nation in the world. The whole world is looking at us. The whole world waits with bated breath for our words, our decision, our opinion. The whole world is kind of now looking up to India for the future, to carve the pathway to the world's future. This is what generally an imagery was created. The concept of we being Vishwa Guru, which is what I just told you, us being the ones who guides the world to its future. This term Vishwa Guru became a very popular term. And we started believing these terms. We started believing these narratives. And one doesn't blame politicians for that. One blames you and me for it. You see, when our own child runs up to us and says that, Daddy, we are father, mother, I have got first rank in my class, the first thing we ask him is, Baba, ek baar report card dikha. We ask our own child, show me the report card, and then I go around celebrating and distributing pedas to the rest of the world. Unfortunately, a lot of us, the moment we heard news or moment we get news through our WhatsApp and other such social media tools, we go and distribute pedas first without ever authenticating the fact that is the news that we are being consuming, are those facts based on certain data? We never bothered to check. We made up our mind saying that we are the most popular country in the world. Papa ne war rukwa di. We almost believed everything and anything that came in front of us. And we also started believing the fact that possibly if you don't believe what is told to you or what is in front of us, then we are anti-nationals. We are not patriots. For us to prove that we are patriots, we had to believe what is being told to us by the WhatsApp groups or WhatsApp University or whatever, social media. We had to believe that. So if a WhatsApp group says, Malum hai, we are guiding the world. We all believed we are guiding the world. Malum hai, a war was stopped because we wanted to get our students out. We said, okay, aisa hai kya? So, yeah, the war was stopped. We believed it. And when there was a need, when we actually expected the world to be influenced by us and therefore stand by us, that is when we realized, Arey, koi nahi khada hai. Nobody is openly supporting us. Now, this is what we need to introspect. This is what we need to introspect. You see, I want to take you through a small footage of an editorial I had done in 2023, where I had shared some facts, some data, some figures with my viewers, with you all, about how much do we influence the world and how much can we influence the world. And as far as India is concerned, as far as our influence on the world is concerned, are we doing better or are we doing worse? I had done an editorial 2023. Just have a look at this, then I'll get back to you. The biggest thing about this research that I took home is the fact that our perception about ourselves and the reality are two different things. When I spoke to you about numbers a couple of days back, which I had very few viewers, because obviously such topics do not get much viewers, but all the same, when I spoke to you about numbers in my editorial called Numbers Don't Lie, I said the difference between, the good thing about numbers is numbers gives you the difference between the perception and the reality. And this number, to my mind, has given us the difference between the perception and the reality. That is also something that nobody is really speaking about. And secondly, this concept of we are viewed favorably. In certain places, actually, this concept is not gelling. So, let's first talk about what exactly do I mean by perception and reality. You see, if you go by this same Pew Research, Indians, we sitting in India, think that we are getting stronger. 68% of our people think that our influence over the world is getting stronger. 68% of people think. 19% of the people say that it is about the same. Kuch bada nahi hai, kuch ghata nahi hai. It is almost the same. It is the same as what it was before. It is the same. And 13% says it is getting weaker. ठीक है ना? This is what India feels. We feel, the 68% of us feel that our influence is getting stronger. Okay, 68%. Now let me come to the reality, which means what the world is seeing us. In fact, this is the median of 19 countries. 19 countries out of the 23 countries which they have, 23 plus 1, that is India, 23 countries they have researched. 19 countries median is only 28% of this 19 countries feel that our influence has grown. 48% says that we were where we were. जो पहला था आज भी वही है. Grow वो नहीं हुआ है. It is the same as what it was before. And 13%, which actually matches with our own perception, 13% says that we have gone weaker. Are? Which means that there is a definite difference between what we perceive about ourselves and our international influence and all that, and what internationally people perceive ourselves. Let's compare our views of India over time. Views about countries of India over time. Now, in this particular graph, they don't have all the countries. They have only very few countries. And let us go through these countries. Now, France in 2007, favorable was 70%. And in 2007, unfavorable was 29%. Today, favorable is 39%, non-favorable also 39%. This is also Pew Research. Okay, this is how views of India have changed over time, is what their section is. And what they say is views of India have been measured before in some of the countries surveyed this year. Across these selected countries, views of India have generally become more negative since the question was last asked. Let's go to Brazil. In 2015, favorable was 47%, non-favorable was 40%. Now, non-favorable is 43% and favorable is 33%. Germany, favorable was 60% in 2007, non-favorable was 29%. Now, it is still favorable, but the graph has come down from 60% to 47%. Today, favorable is 47%, non-favorable is 38%. Indonesia, favorable was 74% in 2007. Today, the favorable is 45%. Non-favorable was 15% in 2007 and 2023. Non-favorable is 29%. By all these countries, the graph has come down. The graph has come down. Yet, overall, we say that, listen, you know what? India has been looked at favorably. Overall, it is made to look as if our influence in the world has grown, wherein it is very clear. The global median says that no, our influence has not grown. Our influence has not grown. 48%, like I told you, says it has remained the same. So this is one of the things that I wanted to get to your notice, because I thought that the narrative that was being spread was not really correct. It was not reading this research right. Okay, if you have to read a research, you have to read it in its totality. You see, I got 27,000 views for this particular editorial. I'm attaching the link under. Please have a look at this editorial. Please see the full editorial. I got 27,000 views for this editorial. You know why I got 27,000 views for this editorial? Because normally figures, numbers don't ever work. Nobody is interested. Normally, when somebody tries to feed us with data, somebody tries to talk numbers and actual reports with us, normally we don't tend to listen to those. Reason being, most of us are not interested. Reason being, we are happy to believe what has been told to us by social media. Let me try and prove my point. Russia and Ukraine had a war. The whole world covered Russia and Ukraine. Israel, Hamas had a conflict. The whole world, every national media, every prime time covered it. Think about it. Did they send their delegates across the globe to make their or to establish their point of view? Did they have to go and tell people, Baba, listen, this is what is happening to us? They didn't. It happened in natural course. That is the point I am trying to make. The point is they had influence over the world. Ukraine has influence over the world. Russia has influence over the world. Israel has influence over the world. That is why when something happens there, it is carried all over the world. And when something happened here, no one even stood by us. If we want to make our country grow, if we really want our country to be the kind of Vishwaguru that we hope it to be, we need to first understand the reality and then work towards our goal. By assuming that we have already achieved our goal, we do not really achieve our goal. That is nowhere close to reality. You see, that's point number one that I wanted to make through this section. Last 2 points I want to make. While our delegation is all over the world, they are talking to people all over the world. It has just been a few days, I agree. But if we really wish to achieve our desired response, which is the world acknowledging the fact that Pakistan is a rogue country, acknowledging the fact that we need collectively to ensure that Pakistan doesn't get support from the world. Pakistan doesn't get that 2 billion USD from International Monetary Fund. Pakistan doesn't get any more support from any other country, especially as far as arms and ammunition are concerned. And number two, most importantly, we are being hyphenated with Pakistan. We are being hyphenated with Pakistan. In fact, I read a very good quote from Mr. Jaishankar, which I think was apt at this point in time. And he said that you are really being semantic about it. How do you hyphenate a country which is 1/8 of your economic size, which reputationally you are exact opposite? I think this was a very apt statement made by Jaishankar. We are being hyphenated to Pakistan. That is very, very dangerous for us. That is bad for our reputation. There is no comparison between India and Pakistan. Let's face it. Let's face it. We are economically and even as far as our political culture is concerned, our relationship with the world is concerned, we are very different. We don't have the reputation of having terrorists in our soil. We don't have the reputation of harboring terrorism in our soil. We don't have the reputation of taking money from countries to create terrorists. We don't have all that reputation. There is no way, and there is in no way should we be hyphenated with the Pakistan. That's one of the most important things, that as a country we should go and talk to people and tell people and inform people and communicate to people and educate the world that you can't hyphenate us with Pakistan. The fact that they are is a failure on our part. is a huge failure on the part of our External Affairs Ministry and our general image creators, which includes Prime Minister Modi. If we have to establish this narrative, it is high time the stakeholders walk out and start talking about it. Today, our Prime Minister blames Nehru, saying that, terrorists should have been dealt with in 1947 when Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel advised us, but it was ignored. This is what he's talking around the country. This is not what is required today. Blaming Nehru is not what is required today. Today is the time where our Prime Minister possibly goes around the world, talks to other world leaders. Because when the Prime Minister talks to another world leader, it is mandatory for that world leader to respond. It is mandatory to have a press conference. It is mandatory for that other world leader to respond. Two things we achieve if our Prime Minister goes to another country. A, we get prime time space. B, we achieve coverage. Newspapers covers it. C, we become a topic of debate. There will be some amount of debate that happens in the country. That's the difference when the Prime Minister of one country goes to another, especially Mr. Narendra Modi goes to another country and talks with those leaders. Jaishankar going to another country, talking to those leaders. Maybe not as much as Narendra Modi, but definitely Jaishankar will also get a fairly decent space in prime time. This becomes a topic that the world talks about. Rahul Gandhi, he is the leader of the opposition. This is the time the government should nominate a Rahul Gandhi to go and talk across the globe. You see, whoever tells whatever, if Rahul Gandhi goes and talks for the country as the leader of opposition, it will carry a lot of weight. It will carry our determination and it will show a perfect picture of unity. These are the people who should be sent across the globe. Sending delegates maybe feel good as far as political mileage and political whatever goodwill and all is concerned. How much of it is going to achieve for India is a question mark. I don't say it will be a futile exercise, but I don't see this to be a fabulously well-managed exercise either. That is the point I have been trying to say in my last two editorials and my final editorial too. I say the same. While it is a good effort, but it is not going to be sufficient. This is not going to achieve us our desired response. We need to do more. We need to be more strategic. And the first point towards achieving our goal is to realize where we stand. Then it will be easier for us to go towards our target. That's the point I wanted to make. Till I see you next time, that's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.